Hi, this is Robert Smith. I'm in Dundrum Castle and Newcastle County down. And so, one of the very first clients or persons I worked on was with O.C.D, obsessive-compulsive disorder. Now, unfortunately, it's not a disorder. It's actually an internal processing of information. Of course, you have these experts who give out disorders and by noticing behavioral patterns. Now, of course, these individuals aren't trained to change behavioral patterns. They're trained to understand and notice them. What is obsessive-compulsive disorder? I worked with many people with this skill, and basically what drives the whole system is fear. What drives the whole system is that they have internal references, and the reason why they do what they do is because they're trying to keep themselves safe, and they don't want something bad to happen. But what is going on inside of the mind of someone doing OCD and what they're doing inside their head? I see many of them. For example, the young man who had obsessively stopped and checked under his car to see if there was a dead body under there. And so I just asked him, said, hey, I'd like to do this too, but I need you to train me on how to have this disorder or this skill. And he goes, well, that's kind of weird. I said, well, I'm kind of a weird guy. So I said, just kind of help me. He said, well, so what are you doing? So you're driving down the road? He says, yes. And he says, I feel a bump, and in my mind, I'll see a dead body under the car. And so I pull over and I get out and I look. I said, okay, so here you are, you're driving, you hit a bump, and you imagine or you see a dead body in your mind that there's a body under the car. He said, yes. And then I get out and check. And I said, how often? He says, often. So I get back in the car and I'm driving, I still see the dead body in the car, under the car. So I pull over a whole bunch of times. I even go home and I check underneath the car when I'm at home, and I go inside, and in my mind, I still see the dead body on the car, so I go back and check again. So what he's doing is giving me a great example of what people do. They have a picture in their mind and they see something that isn't true, but the picture's true and the feelings back it up. So what I did is I cleaned up the memories, but I said, what happens if you don't stop and you continue? Well, of course, his anxiety gets up and he plays a scenario. I'm arrested, I'm thrown in jail. My mother's crying outside and they can't get me out, which is the driving force. So we go back, we address the memories, we address the pain, address the emotions, and to this day, he doesn't pull over the side of the road when he drives his truck. Because I showed him what he's doing in his mind and also changing the emotional driver. Now, this is just one example. Another example, she has to turn the stove off 1,000 times before she leaves, counting to keep her security. And then in her mind, when she leaves, she still sees the fire on. Because, see, her mother left the fire on, the pot got on fire, they almost lost the house, and so she's been driven by this pain. Reason why people do what they do is because they're trying to find their safety, their security, and get control. So this is what OCD is. It's not a disease. It's an internal processing of information. And it's okay to have some levels of being perfect, but you don't want to be controlled by obsessive compulsiveness. Now, of course, we all do our patterns, and what kind of patterns are you doing? Is it controlling you, or are you controlling it? This is how it works. And it can be changed, but every person I've ever worked with who have what you call this diagnoses, they've had a lot of bad things happen to them, a lot of traumas. And if I could say anything about all these disorders that are handed out, there's one basic area that helps generate and creates this, and that is trauma. Emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse in early ages, and continual abuse in their life as children and even as adults. And they're just trying to get security, they're trying to find their safety, and it can change. If you have somebody who knows how to make the changes, I create practitioners who do this. I'm a eutaptics trainer, FasterEFT trainer. I help people change their lives, and your life can change too once you go there and make peace with it. So this is Robert Smith here in Dundrum Castle, Newcastle County down. Peace.
this world than there has ever